short tutorial on how to do a walk or a run. And you can see here my character running, sort of let you see one frame at a time, sort of what I did here. It's not perfect, but I started them in a pose, kind of an anticipatory position, and then they get posed, they wait a couple seconds, and then they start taking off. In fact, I might even make that like a smaller move if I were really caring here, but I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. That could be better. That could have been better, but it works. And they jump up. I might pull back a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then we hit play. Now, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate these poses with a new background where I'm going to delete out some frames so you can sort of see my process. So I've got it. I have this saved, so don't worry. Everything's okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete all those frames. I held shift to select all those frames. So phase one here is I'm going to have my character just pose like they're getting ready to take off. I've bent the knees. You'll see I've bent the knee. I've bent the arms. And I've sort of posed the body a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take honestly, this is the main key. The orange dot has to move every time the character's in motion. So if I want him to look like he's running, this orange dot needs to be moving forward till he jumps. So I'm going to move it forward a little bit because for the first step. The other thing that's really important is the leg that was right here, that was planted right here, needs to go right back there. Now, notice it doesn't fit. Now I could bend the knee a little bit so it fits better, like that. And the second leg also needs to be adjusted. So I'm going to have that start to come like it's going to crisscross, like right about here. Okay. I'm going to hit spacebar. So there's one, there's two. All right. Phase three, orange dot has to move forward. I'm going to straighten. Oh, that didn't look like it did a frame. Hold up. Let me hit spacebar again. There we go. I want to make sure I have my ghost right here. If I didn't get my ghost, by the way, to turn those on, edit, options, preferences, onion skin. I usually set to 2 or 3. And I don't usually do show ahead. Say okay. Okay. So I can see where I was. Now I'm going to stretch the leg out a little bit more because he's stepping through and his leg's coming through. And this other leg, actually, I got to move that leg so I can get to this leg. Put it right back in that spot. Remember, the orange dot had to move forward. Place the foot down. This is kind of crisscrossing through like this. And I'm going to hit spacebar. Now I'm going to move him forward even more. I'm going to stretch the leg out. I'm going to stretch it, extend it. Don't bend it this far where his leg broke, but you can get like almost straight. Okay. Place it right back on the spot. I'm placing it right here. And then I'm spreading this leg out. It's going to take a step. I might lift him up a little bit. Like that, maybe. Okay. And then this foot is going to become the new step off foot. I'm going to hit spacebar. Now I'm going to do that same process, but with this foot. Now this is the leg that's in charge. And I'm going to move the orange dot forward. I'm going to place this back on the spot. In fact, I'm going to pick him up and just put him right there. And then I'm going to make sure that this leg also moves towards his leg. It's not going to cross yet. Spacebar. The next one, I'm going to have the leg start crossing. I'm going to make his leg straighter. And I'm going to bend it back. And I'm going to make sure it goes exactly in that spot. So I'm going to drag it down. And then I'm going to pull this leg so it is crossing over like that. And then I'm going to hit spacebar. Then I'm going to spread him out a little bit more. I'm going to get this little, maybe make his leg a little taller. I'm going to take him by the orange dot. I'm going to stick him right back there. And I'm going to put this leg out a little bit more. Spacebar. And now, if you watch in slow-mo, he's clearly taking a step. You repeat that process over until they get where they're going to take off. And maybe if my character is going to take, like right here, let's just say my guy's going to take off and jump. Okay. So if I'm going to have him jump, I'm going to have his knees, like when someone jumps, they kind of go down and push. So I'm going to have his knee bend, like he's going to go in like right here. In fact, I'm going to rotate his body by holding Control and Alt a little bit. I'm going to have him land right here. Like he took a little like jump step there. Now I'm going to have his knee bending as he moves forward. And this is going to be like his push off that he's going to take. And then this leg is going to start straightening out like a lot, like really like getting ready. He's launching, like off of the spot. And this leg's coming through and it's going to kind of push up, kind of like to make him more, I don't know, jumpy. Okay. So like, there we go. Actually, I'm going to put the leg here because his leg hadn't come through his legs yet. So I want to make sure that crisscross starts to happen. And then I'm going to put his arm up. The leg's going to come all the way up like this. And this leg's just going to kind of extend like Superman pose. And then I'm going to space it out. I'll move my picture here. I'm going to space it so that it continually gets farther until it hits the top. So like, see how I'm getting a little bit farther? Then when he gets close to the top of his arc, I'm going to start him getting closer together. And then when he starts coming back down, move this out of the way, it's going to spread out. Maybe I should start putting his leg forward. He's going to land. And then maybe he lands like right here. Spacebar. I'm going to hit play. Let's just see how that looks. I mean, it's really fast. But I can clearly see he's taking steps, right? Let's slow it down. Sorry. That was really fast. All right. He jumps on my picture. Hey, buddy. Wait, hold on. Gotcha. All right. Now, the last thing I might do is I might add in betweens. Once I've got good poses, and I want you to use, if I can say this over and over again, use the greater than and less than sign to go forward and backwards and look at your spacing. Look at your spacing and see, you should either be getting closer together or farther apart every frame a little bit. And that's going to give you a more realistic look to your animation. And walking is one of the hardest things to do, but once you get it, it's kind of like riding a bike. You'll remember how to do it when you try to do it again. And this is not a great walk. And notice my guy's arms don't move at all. I mean, like if you really wanted to get speed, you'd also animate the arms crisscrossing back and forth. And I have a few other hints. One thing you could do is change the color of one of the legs a little bit, like the pants, for example. I'm gonna just edit this character. I'm gonna go to my figure editor and I'm gonna change one leg. I'm gonna make that green color like a slightly lighter green. I'm just going to change the, I don't know, the luminosity, I think is what I want to change. Let's see here. Does that make it lighter? No, that makes it darker. So I want to make it lighter by cranking this number up a little bit. And I'm going to say, okay. See how this leg, now I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a little bit like lighter. Now I'm going to say file, modify figure type color close guy. Yep. Would you like to save the current project first? Yeah, sure. Okay. So there we go. Now I believe his leg is a little bit lighter and I can sort of see which leg is in front and which is in back. That's actually really helpful. I could probably make that even more like easy to see, but yeah. And there you go. I've made my animation and now I would like to add some in-betweens to everything. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to go to the first frame of this whole entire thing, click on it, go to the end, hold shift and click, or you can right click and say multi-select. And then I'm going to add two in-betweens. I'm going to click on one of these frames. It'll say, do you want to do this to all the frames? I'm going to say, yes, I do. I'm going to zoom back out and I'm going to hit play. It's going to look really slow, so I'm going to upgrade the speed. And that looks all right. And my character is walking and or running. So you try, and I want to see if you can get your run. Remember to always move the orange dot forward. Always it should be moving forward when your character is in motion. Are there exceptions to this? Sure. Bye.